All right, definitely nailed the rhythm in the short video. So very good, very good. The theory looks good as well. So for that key of F, just start memorizing all those, all those patterns. And once you can play all those, we'll move on to the next step with that. So we got 2 single note picking patterns we're going to do, and then we're going to start with some legato. So I didn't start with the easiest legato thing. I don't feel it's the most difficult either, but it might be a challenge. I don't know, we'll find out, but I feel it would be okay since I want to give you something since you can't be here today. But we'll see how it goes. If it ends up being too difficult, I will absolutely scale it back. If it's too easy, well, we'll definitely make it harder. So we're going to be working in the key of F since you are starting to memorize that stuff. Now, the way I have this set up, this way is easier to read in terms of seeing where you play on the old 16th note grid. Here we get rid of all the tied notes, but it's mathematically the same. Basically, we got lots of things that are an 8th note in length, as you see here, but that involves a lot of upstrokes. So got to be very careful going faster to make sure we are not drifting the upstrokes into the downstroke areas. So here we go. 60, 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two, three, four. $120. 1, 2, 3, 4. 140. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. All right, number 2. Only time you play downstrokes is the beginning of every bar. So again, just like number 1, first 2 bars are easier to read and see where you play in this old 16th note grid. We get rid of all those tied notes down here. So lots of stuff. Most of it is 8th notes. But no buts. But yeah, so lots of upstrokes. Again, only time you play a downstroke is at the beginning of each bar. Everything else is an upstroke. So very easy to drift out of where you're supposed to be. So take your time, nice and slow. 60. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two, three, 4. That's wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4. 20. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope. Already drifted. 1, 2, 3, 4. That was very wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a pain in the butt. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Damn. 1, 2, 3, 4. Try 140. Probably would need to work this up myself. Really trying to focus on getting the tap to line up where it needs to and have all the upstrokes fall into place. Very, very difficult. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nah, ain't happening. Ain't happening. So remember, if you doubt for one tiny little bit, if you doubt if you're playing it right, assume you are not. Because most likely you're not. Okay, legato. There is a pattern going on here. So basically you hammer on, and then you begin to pull off right back down to where you were. So you got your hammer-ons, hammer-on to pull-offs, pull-offs to hammer-on. And that's the pattern. Here it begins again. Hammer-ons, hammer-ons to pull-offs, pull-offs to hammer-ons. Starts again. Hammer-ons, hammer-ons to pull-offs, pull-offs to hammer-ons. Starts once again. Hammer-ons, hammer-ons to pull-offs, pull-offs to hammer-ons. And it starts again, but it doesn't complete exactly the same way. But we got the hammer-ons, hammer-ons to pull-offs, final note. So really, the pattern happens 1, 2, 3, 4 times, begins a 5th time, but resolves to the D note. So, take your time with this. Break it up into small pieces if need be. Nothing wrong with that. A good thing to do is something like that, just to get used to what the pattern is. Of course, that would involve you ending on a very strange place in the within the pattern or in the rhythm. So if you need to, just work on doing it maybe without the metronome, just so you can get comfortable with what the pattern is. So you could do it, without the metronome, just kind of loop the pattern. Or you could just stop. Actually, it would be appropriate if you just do this much. So kind of loop that. And then loop the next part. You're just trying to get the pattern down. And then, loop the next part as well, or the next 2 strings. And then the next 2 strings. And the last part. And then you can do 2 at a time. So basically that much there. And then you can do that much. Nope. And then the next bit would be starting here and going that far. And then you can take it here to here to get the ending. So all that is just a thing you can do without the metronome if you need to get more comfortable, more familiar with what this pattern is. So now let's do it with the metronome. 60. 1, 2, 3, 4. I got lost. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two, three, four. One 40. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 180. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go with that. Next thing for theory. Let's go back to our suspended chords. But just to prepare for it, what I'd like you to do this time, hold on, it's there. So I'm just going to be looking at the different suspended chords that happen in a major key. So you got your suspended second, the most popular one. Suspended flat second, which occurs in the Phrygian mode. Suspended flat second flat 5, which occurs in the Locrian mode. And then suspended fours, most popular type of suspended 4, because that happens in 5 places. So suspended second, remember that happens in 5 different places. And then suspended 4, yes, happens in 5 different places. Suspended sharp 4, that happens in the Lydian mode. Suspended 4, flat 5, that happens in the Locrian mode. So you're just going to fill in the 3 notes that creates all of the chords listed. And just send it on over once you got it done. And I think that about covers it. So any questions, let me know, and I will see you again next week.